Alright YouTube, so before we hop into the video, I never thanked everybody for 9,000 subscribers, and we are already almost to 9,100, so thank you for everybody that supports the channel. But if you're watching this and are new, hook your boy up with that subscribe so we can get to 9,100 and continue on to 10,000. Alright YouTube, so welcome back to another edition of Roasting the Comment Section. This is a series I started over a year ago. It's not really that big of a series. This would only be the 5th video so far. The videos I started doing so that I could respond to the comment section of my more popular videos. Usually it's people disagreeing with me or talking shit in the comment section. It's not necessarily meant to be just a hateful series on the channel. Sometimes people just misconstrue things I said. For instance, our last Roast in the Comment Section video, I addressed a lot of comments from the video 7 Things We Probably Won't See in the FF7 Remake. People were thinking that that was my list. It's like a list of things that I don't want to see in the remake, which is far from the truth. I was just going over things that are kind of controversial from that game that came out in 1997 that probably wouldn't quite make it into the modern era. Today we're looking at my most popular video ever, Origin of the Walking Dead Virus. This is a video I did not even a year ago. It was actually done after our last Roast in the Comment Section video. Initially, the I Hate Amy Schumer video was by far most popular. It was the first video that hit 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, and then right when it got over the 300,000 mark, it just kind of stopped. And this video, I don't know why, just randomly took off. It will obviously be our first video to hit 400,000, and who knows from there. It might just continue to grow over time. It's a video that's it's only half a year old, and it's by far our biggest video ever. Now, a good amount of people's concerns with the video is that I don't actually, reveal the origin of the Walking Dead virus. We talk about what little information we know, stuff we learned in like season 1 of the TV show. I don't know if they ever really talk about the virus in the comics. Did not read them. But I go over all the scientific stuff we learned in the season 1 finale episode where we meet Dr. Jenner at the CDC. We talk about all the little scientific things that he teaches us. But even with the scientific stuff that we learned, we don't actually know how it all started, which was the point of the video. I was never going to reveal to everybody how it all started, day one, what caused the outbreak. We don't know that information. How can I possibly tell you guys that in a video when they've never told us either? The point of the video was going over the virus, what we know about it, and why I feel like we need an origin to the story. My biggest issue with the series is not knowing how it all started. It's something that I cannot get past. It's something I've wondered since the first season of the television show. I just want to know how every single person in the entire world all of a sudden has the ability to reanimate whenever they die. That doesn't make sense to me. I know looking for sense in a show that's based around zombies and shit is kind of ridiculous, but I still need to know. Like, the comic books were published in 2003, so presumably that takes place in present day. The show came out in 2010, so that's probably based in 2010. For all of humanity, either up until 2003 or 2010, whichever date you want to pick, people were not coming back from the dead. And I want it explained how that's at all possible. It bothers me. And it's not just me. You can look at the comments of my video, and there's plenty of people who are interested in an origin story as well. For instance, this person says, I've always found it hard to believe that nobody living in this apocalypse seems to be interested in how all of this began, and also what, if anything, they could do to stop it. And speaking of being able to stop it or like finding a cure, I mentioned that in the video how I don't necessarily want them to find a cure, but if they want to do that, that's fine. I'm just more interested in the origin story. And I had people comment, and I can't find the comments because there's so many now, like, how the hell would you cure somebody who's been dead and decaying for weeks or whatever? And it's like, I wasn't talking about curing the damn zombies, you idiot. If there was a cure, it'd be curing the people that are already alive and getting rid of whatever it is that makes them turn into a zombie whenever they die. Like, how hard is that to grasp? In the video, I mentioned how the virus, or whatever it is very different from all the other zombie shows and movies that we've seen, in that you don't actually turn into a zombie when you get bit or scratched. Obviously, everybody already has whatever it is. And I also mentioned how we've never seen anybody die from a scratch in the show. For whatever reason, this was a point that a lot of people grasp onto, and I've always asked them to tell me just to name one person in the show that has died from a scratch, and all they ever mention is one of the inmates. They're referring to Big Tiny. He gets cut, scratched, stabbed, whatever, by a walker who's missing the skin on his hand and is in his shoulder, so it can't be saved. If it was on a limb, they could cut off the limb and try to save his life. But this did not kill him. This did not turn him into a zombie. He actually died at the hands of the leader of his group, Tomas.
I'm telling you, I don't feel anything. It's just a scratch.
I'm sorry, man.
I can keep fighting.
You cut that old guy's leg off to save his life?
Look where the bite is.
Guys, I'm fine. I'm fine. Look at me. I'm not changing into one of those things. Look, man, there has to be something we can do. Maybe we just lock him up. Quarantine him.
We gotta do something. Why are you just standing there? We gotta save him.
There's nothing we can do.
You son of a bitch.
I'm on it.
So either people are misremembering or they're misinterpreting what I'm saying, because in other zombie shows, if you get bit or scratched by a zombie, that's what turns you into a zombie, and that doesn't happen in The Walking Dead because everybody's already infected with whatever it is. And to this day, we've never seen somebody get scratched by a zombie in the television show and die because of it. We also had this person who obviously meant scratch, but I had to roast him for saying stretch. He's talking about Dell getting killed by a scratch in the show, which of course did not happen. For starters, he gets ripped open by a walker. Walker tackles him to the ground. He's trying to fight it off, and it takes its hands and literally rips his stomach open. Does this image look like a scratch to you? And secondly, Daryl Mercy kills him by shooting him in the forehead. Obviously, those wounds would have killed him, but again, it wasn't a scratch anyways. There's also a lot of people who seem to be upset by me calling it a virus. Again, these are buried in the comments. There's almost like 1,200 comments at this point. Whether or not it is actually a virus is pretty irrelevant. I'm just calling it a virus. It could be, the show even alludes that it could be fungal, microbial, viral. It could be all kinds of parasitic. It could be a lot of different things. It could be the wrath of God. A majority of the zombie genre, it is a virus. If you look at something like Resident Evil, it's a T-virus. You look at 28 Days Later, and yes, that is a zombie movie. You can try to argue with me in the comments, but you are wrong. It is the Rage virus. And then with Night of the Living Dead, George Romero, the guy who literally created the zombie genre, it is implied that it is also a virus. But regardless, arguing whether or not it is actually a virus only furthers the point of the video. That's why we need an origin story. You don't think it's a virus. I say it's a virus. You don't think it's a virus. Explain to me what you think it is. Let's have a discussion. And as for the people who were upset, thinking that I clickbait or misled with the title of the video, and there are quite a bit. There's quite a bit. This is by far the most popular comment on the entire video. It says, title says origin of virus, never reveals anything about origin of virus. And I replied with, how could I reveal anything about it when there's literally no info about it? The title of the video is Origin of the Walking Dead Virus. It's 6 words. That's it. I never once said Origin of the Walking Dead Virus explained, revealed, here's how it all began. If it was clickbait, it would have been Origin of the Walking Dead Virus explained, revealed, whatever, all capitalized with 7 exclamation points. Hate to break it to you guys, they're like, oh my god, clickbait. I can't believe I wasted 7.5 minutes of my life. Like, no, this does not fall into the category of clickbait. The title of the video is Origin of the Walking Dead Virus. The entire video is us discussing the origin of the Walking Dead Virus. And if you want some actual clickbait, there's actually a channel called The Walking Dead Explained that has at least a 3-part series about what caused the virus. They're telling you in the title and the thumbnail of the video what caused the virus. Obviously, they're not going to know. Like, their videos, by the title and thumbnail, are far more clickbait than mine are. At least I'm not trying to pretend like I know what caused the outbreak or the virus. They don't know any more than you or I know about this because it's never been revealed. Robert Kirkman has never publicly told everybody what has caused this virus. So it doesn't matter how many times they watch Fear the Walking Dead. It doesn't matter how many times they read the comics or watch the main TV show. It's never revealed to us what caused the outbreak. So it doesn't matter how many videos they make about what caused the virus, they will never give any substantial information to you. Is the title of my video kind of vague? Sure. It's a video that I thought up, recorded, and uploaded in the same day. Didn't really know what to title the video, so I just put Origin of the Walking Dead Virus. But does it qualify as clickbait? No, it definitely does not. For it to be clickbait, either the title, the thumbnail, or both would have to be different from what the actual video is about, and that's not the case here. We're literally talking the entire time for 7.5 minutes about the origins of the Walking Dead virus, why we need an origin story, things like that. And if the video was actually bad, or if people felt like it was misleading or clickbait, or were upset with that I didn't actually reveal the origins of the Walking Dead virus, you could tell by the like ratio. The like ratio on a video is the easiest way to gauge how people are feeling, and as you can see here, there's not even 900 dislikes yet. It'll definitely get there, but there's almost 4,000 likes on the video. People that are upset, triggered, or whatever by this video, you are in the minority. The point of the video was to discuss everything we knew about the virus in terms of the scientific things, the things we learned at the CDC in Season 1, and discuss why I believe we need an origin story. The biggest point being, how the hell does every single person in the damn world just all of a sudden get infected? The show is more about the people and not exactly the zombies. It's how people survive in this situation, a post-apocalyptic world, but still, without the zombie outbreak, there would be no story at all, so that's why I want an origin story. And Robert Kirkman joking about the origin being aliens or thinking that scientists trying to figure out the virus or find a cure would be very boring to watch kind of pisses me off because that's not the truth. You can simply look at the comments on my video or look at the like ratio of my video. People agree with me. People want to know the origin of the virus. And let's be honest here, as big of a fan as I am of The Walking Dead, the show has been pretty stagnant. The last couple seasons haven't been as good as some of the early seasons. And if in some upcoming season they're exploring how it all began or hunting for some kind of a cure, that would revitalize the show for a lot of people. There's actually people in the comment section of my video talking about how that would bring them in. They quit watching because the show got boring after a while, but if they were searching for a cure or the origins, that's something that would bring them back into watching the show. Anyways, this is probably the most lighthearted of the roasting the comment section videos. Usually we kind of go in on people. It didn't seem necessary at this point. I think people are either misinterpreting things I'm saying, or they're expecting something from the video that they didn't actually get, so that's why they're upset. This is probably a video I should have done at an earlier point in time, but I never really even considered it. And then once we started getting closer and closer to 400,000 views, I was like, man, this is something we should probably do. There's a good chance that some of you watching this video right now found me through the Walking Dead virus video, and if you felt misled, you thought it was clickbait or whatever the case, hopefully I cleared some things up for you. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, turn on notifications, follow me on Twitter at TheDashingDavid, add my Discord, links to my social networks are in the description and in the outro. Later, guys.
Give me a smile, give me forever for a while, give me forever for a while, quit acting like